Welcome. This is Back to the Bins. I'm your host, Mr. B. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back, and if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. This is a comic book collecting channel, and I'm a comic collector. These Sunday videos are intended to showcase the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop. I've got a pull list, so I'm pretty familiar with what's happening in comics today. I love digging through the back issue bins, and I love digging through the dollar bins. So, if that sounds interesting to you, and you'd like to join me on my journey back to the bins, why don't you take a look over here, and I'll show you what I picked up. Alright, and like I said, these are the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop, 204 Comics in Winnipeg, and we start, as per usual, in alphabetical order, and that takes us to DC. This is one of the new books this week. I have picked up a mega load of books this week, folks, with distribution issues coming to a head this week with getting all my pulls for this week, plus what I needed from last week. There's a lot of books. Anyway, we start here with Action Comics number 1083. That is a Torrin Clark cardstock variant. I'm collecting these covers. I think this is beautiful. Torrin Clark doing a lot of great covers, doing Green Arrow as well. Super awesome. Love this. Love just the might and the morality of Superman. You know, show you my strength and save the girl. Come on, even that guy knows. Even that guy knows. Super cool. Over to Marvel. Here we've got Venom, all new Venom, issue number 1. That's the second printing. It's an Ivan Coelho cover. Just really liked this cover. Not interested that much in Venom, but I thought the yellow really popped. Love the suit. Love the artwork. Very nice as a cover collector. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, here is another amazing cover. Pardon the pun. Keeping with Marvel, look at this. The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 62. This is also a second printing. And this is the Ed McGuinness cover. So awesome. Look at Spidey's suit. I think this is an absolutely amazing cover. I think he looks great. Love the layout of this particular cover as well. Definitely a contender for cover of the year. A second printing for cover of the year. Imagine that. Super cool. Love that. Of course, ASM ending at issue 70. Then moving, at least this run, ending at issue 70. But right now we're sitting at issue number 67. That's a Patrick Gleason A cover. It's a kind of a who's who of Marvel right now. Pretty cool. I like that. Love the suit on Spidey. I think it looks fantastic. Like Cyclops kind of stuck in the back there. Very cool. Of course, this past week we had Valentine's Day. This came in a little bit late, part of the distribution issues. This is Archie's Valentine Spectacular, issue number 1. Of course, a Dan Parent cover. I get stuck with these. I love these comic-sized Archies. I'm not into the digests. I made that mistake a couple of years ago with getting a couple of the holiday ones. I mean, they're super cool to have, but it doesn't really fit and feel well in the collection. But this is awesome. I love this. Great stuff. Oh yeah, we know you love Mark Brooks around here, so here we have the Avengers. Issue number 23, that's the Mark Brooks animated style variant. You got Black Panther, and you've got the Vision. Super cool, love that look. This is sort of if Marvel was doing Disney cartoons, which, I mean, they can, and they do, I guess, in some way or another. But really love this little series going on. So many little, the variants. There's so many themes going on in the last couple of weeks here. It's just hard to keep up. Right here we got another one. This is Deadpool. Wolverine, issue 2. That's a Bjorn Barron's Torch variant. Torch, of course. I love the bird kind of getting in the way. We got some downed helicopters, and we have Deadpool on fire, as the Human Torch would be. So, I love that we're getting all these shout-outs to the Fantastic Four as well. The Invisible Woman, Torch variant. Oh yeah, here we go. It's Eddie Brock, Carnage. Issue number 1, Todd Knock, iconic variant. Of course, this is a play on ASM number 300. I love this. I've heard really good things about this issue, as a matter of fact, but I just got it for the cover. Again, Todd Knock doing a couple of similar covers throughout the Marvel universe right now, so kind of neat collecting a few of those. But much like all these other things, you gotta choose what you want and what you don't want, because as cover collectors, there's a lot out there. And I was digging through the dollar bins, adding to my Excalibur run, trying to finish that. It's pretty easy to get, so whenever I find it in the dollar bins, I pick it up. This is, of course, Excalibur issue number 38 from April of 1991, and that is a Mark Badger cover. Wonder Man, love that, pretty cool. Is that Doom sitting there too? I think that is. I like that. Oh yeah, then I saw this one as well in the dollar bins. Been looking for this one because, of course, we got Spidey on the cover. This is Excalibur issue number 53 from June of 1992. That is a James Fry cover. I love it. You got a problem with that? I don't got a problem with that. Nice to see you, Spidey. Alright, well, I showed you issue 1 a few weeks back. Here we have issue number 2. Speaking of the Fantastic Four, this is the Fantastic Four issue number 2, of course, the 2025 facsimile. This is a Jack Kirby cover. Originally came out in September of 1961. We got the first appearance of the Skrulls. This is just awesome. I'm so happy that Marvel is doing this. Very, very cool. Oh yeah, and then here we've got for the Uber independent books. This is pretty cool, I would have to say. This is Give My Regards to Alpha Centauri by D.A. Rutherford. This is a limited first edition. I think this is a one-shot. This is a fella out of Minneapolis who used to be, I believe, in the Air Force, reached out to the LCS, which is about 8 hours away from Minneapolis, Winnipeg to Minneapolis, about 8 hours. And said he was working on this comic book and he wanted to send some to the shop, and the shop owner said, of course. And the shop owner, knowing my love of, air combat, Air Force, World War II, etc., etc., he said, hey, Mr. B, why don't you take one of these home with you? So I'm going to read this yet. Can't wait to look into it. Haven't looked at the artwork. Maybe we'll do a short on it when I finally dig into it, because I'm quite interested. I love that sort of uber regional comic. That's pretty cool. Couldn't find anything about that in League of Comic Geeks, so I might have to enter that myself. And keeping with the independent stuff, here we have from Dynamite issue 2 of the Green Hornet Miss Fury. This is a Jonathan Case variant. I'm getting very close to reading issue 1 of this. I love some good pulpy noir goodness. The Green Hornet really epitomizes that. Looking forward to reading this. Love it. Love the stuff that Dynamite is doing with different franchises. Love that. Back over to Marvel. Here we got something I literally just read issue number 1, and I loved it. This is Hellhunters issue number 2. That's Jonas Scharf A cover. I couldn't say no to this A cover. I think it's beautiful. You know who's there. A World War II tale with all of these badasses in it. I am here for it. Love it. Can't wait to read this. Super cool. Oh yeah, then to the back issue bins. It was one of those leaner days when the distribution issues were giving us problems, which they still are, don't get me wrong, nothing's fixed. It's just that this week was a fixed one. I had to dig a little deep, so this is from the back issue bins, Iron Man issue number 288 from November of 1992. That is a Kev Hopgood cover. Also, we got a newsstand here. I love that too. And this is the first appearance of Firepower, and I just loved this fantastic foil, 90s goodness. I am collecting sort of the run in here. I was going to do 300 to 350, but I do have some on the back end of 300, so like 288. So maybe we'll do 285 to 350, something like that. I don't know, but love this. Beautiful cover. A few nicks, I'm sure. That's why it was only $3, but whatever. Then over to the dollar bins in a very old school board, or old school bag. I'm not even going to push that any further. Here we have the Marvel 2-in-1, The Thing and the Human Torch, issue number 59. From October of 1979, that's a Chick Stone cover. I mean, for $1, come on, you gotta go with it, right? Two of my favorites right there, super cool. And then back over to the independent stuff. From Dark Horse, we have Nightclub 2, issue number 5. That is the Juan and Ramirez A cover. I think there is one more issue of this, maybe 2. And I am seeing a lot of people talking right now that if you haven't been reading this, you've been missing out, and you're going to find out later that you should have. look for the trade. Look for the trade of the first one. Look for this when it comes out too. Super, super cool premise. I'm not going to give too much away because I really think you should take a look at this. Very, very cool. Back over to Marvel. Here we got, speaking of Fantastic Four, we have One World Under Doom. Yes, this is some Doom Patrol stuff, folks. This is issue number 1. This is the John... Oh, that is not. Sorry, this is the Rod Rias variant, and I love the look of Dr. Doom here. Beautiful, beautiful cover. And yeah, we are all things Doom. Doom is everywhere. What can you say? Doom's making a comeback. Awesome. And here... one of my favorites, we've got the John Tyler Christopher negative space variant of One World Under Doom, issue number 1. Of course, you know we're here for these negative space variants. Dr. Doom is everywhere, so of course I had to get this one. I think it's not as good as some of the other ones, to be honest. I actually wouldn't mind a little bit more definition around the hood, to be truthful, but whatever. Super cool. I never noticed that the belt buckle sort of made a D as well. It's kind of neat. It's got to be intentional, right?
Duh.
Keeping with Marvel, here we've got Phoenix, issue number 8. That is a Felipe Massafara promo art variant. I'm liking this book, have been since the beginning. Yes, I've said it could pick it up a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it being a bit of a slow burn, pun intended again. But I heard that apparently this was supposed to only go for 12 issues, but people have been confirming that it's going past 12 issues, so it must be good enough to keep going. And I'm going to keep going with it because I am enjoying it. I love Phoenix as a character. It's great to have more mutants in my life as opposed to just regular old superheroes. So yeah, very cool. Like this. Beautiful cover. And in keeping with the Mark Brooks animated variants, here we have, again, Phoenix. Issue number 8. Absolutely love that. Super cool. Looks fantastic. As if we don't want to see a movie where the characters look like this. That would be so fun. Another cover by coming right up. Here we have Psylocke, issue number 3. That is the Pablo Villalobos variant. Fantastic. I love his work. I love the psychedelic nature of the background. I love her outfit. I love her hair. I love the colors. Beautiful potential right here for cover of the year. I love it. So cool. Of course, I couldn't say no because we were doing this as well. Again, we got the Mark Brooks animated variants. Super cool here. Again, Psylocke. This is issue number 4. So this tells you about the backlog and the distribution issues. I literally got issue 3 and issue 4 in the same week. So what am I going to do? But super cool. Psylocke and Beast together. I love it. I showed you some Bjorn Barron's work earlier, and here we have more of it. I really love Bjorn Barron's as an artist. He's one of my favorites. This is Savage Tales, issue number 1. Bjorn Barron's, of course, also doing Space Ghost, which are, I don't know what's happening with my Space Ghost issues. I'm still waiting for issue 9, and 10's around the corner. That one's really been troubling me because I love reading that book. This is just a cover by, because look at how awesome that is. Bjorn Barron's artwork is stellar. Super cool. Love that. Well, I read issue 1 of this comic and then gave it up and figured, never going to return. And I'm not returning for substance. I'm returning for the cover. This is Scarlet Witch, issue number 9. Once again, the Mark Brooks animated style variant. Come on. We got a brother and sister team up here on the cover. It's so good. I would watch a Scarlet Witch cartoon just if she looked like that. I love it. So good. Oh, yeah. Here we go. One of my favorites. Definitely a contender for cover of the year right here. Oh, man. Mark Brooks on fire. This is, of course, Spider-Gwen the Ghost Spider, issue 10. The Mark Brooks A cover. This is an A cover. I'd love to see a version of this. No trade dress, no nothing, just the image. Be fantastic. There's got to be one. I love this. Very, very cool. And I love this book too. Okay, big week, folks. And here we've got something from the dollar bins. Never say no to Gold Key Star Trek. This is issue number 40 from September of 1976. That is a George Wilson cover. Triangle of Peril, An Alien Beast, McCoy's Daughter, and the Enterprise. Ooh, classic. Here's a book I love to read, and I've been waiting for this one. This is Ultimate X-Men, issue number 11. This is the Peach Momoko variant, but getting all of Peach Momoko's variants for her title, Ultimate X-Men, just because that's how I like to collect. I love this book, one of my favorites. I love Peach Momoko. I can't say anything bad about this. I highly recommend this. And look at that awesome cover. So cool. Still waiting to read issue 1 of this. From Boom, we have When I Lay My Vengeance Upon Thee. This is issue number 2. That is a Jacob Phillips variant. I'm thinking it's some sort of exorcism type book. Looking forward to it. I'll get there yet. I love the creepy stuff that these independent titles do. So cool. Boom celebrating 20 years. Love that as well. Back over to Marvel. And back over to the Mark Brooks animated style variants. We have Wolverine issue number 6. Little Nightcrawler and Wolverine action. I love how grumpy he looks. So good. Fantastic. He would be the Oscar the Grouch character in this Disneyfied world of Marvel. I love that. So good. And one more from the same series. Here we have X-Men issue number 11. Once again, the Mark Brooks animated style variant. I love Jean Grey, and of course I love Cyclops. Beautiful cover. Love that. Let's see this cartoon as well. So much fun. Well, that's everything, folks. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And how about we get back to the real world, shall we? Well, it was a great stack of books. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. And if you did, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? It really helps to build the channel, and I'd love to develop a community of people who just really love comics. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next week. And until then, remember, comics are good.